Hello guys, hello, welcome everyone. I We are going to have a show live today with with our siblings actually, and it'll be majorly revolving around questions and things that people go through when they are studying CS or anything related to tech. And Yeah, so these are all the questions that even me and so on did have when we were studying BCA, and there were not formal answers to it. We had to go through the whole process of living through it, and that's where we are here now. And today we are going to answer similar questions. So if you have anyone who is in this field or is going to get into this field or want to get into this field, feel free to send this link live to your friends and family so that they can have some suggestions. And if you have any questions, do add them in chat. And let's get into it. Today we have Sohan as a co-panel who will be helping me answer a few of the questions that Supriya and Vedant will be asking us. Yeah. So hello
Hello.
guys, and
Hi,
I would ask you guys to quickly introduce yourself and we can start with it.
shall I?
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Supriya. I'm currently in my third year of CSE. I have a lot of questions regarding career and skill sets and other stuff. So this podcast felt a great space, and so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Yes.
Yeah, so just a minute. I think so Vedant had to drop because of some internet issues. I hope you can hear us, Vedant.
Uh,
Yeah, we can hear you. You can quickly introduce yourself and then we can get into the session.
Good morning, sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vedant Tendulkar. I'm from Maharashtra. Currently, I'm in my second year, completing my second year of computer science, BTech. And I guess I will be asking some questions here that I and my friends are uh, having about what should we do in the future.
Mhm.
So hopefully, we'll get all the answers.
Again, guys, this is not an interview or a question answer style thing. So feel free to put your questions in the chat, whatever you think that we are saying right or wrong, and why and how. Be very impromptu with it. We don't want it a career guidance counseling session where we are the experts. We are not people watching the live. Let me clear, we are not career guidance counselors or any kind of pros here. We both are in this field for last 5 years almost, and we have a little bit of experience, and we want to help our next generation and friends and family to know what it feels to be here, because there is a lot of ambiguity there. So we can start this with any of you. So Priya, maybe you can start with the questions or your suggestions, anything. Yeah.
Yes. So my doubt was,
Before,
Yeah.
sorry, before that, just it's been like four plus years since we completed our graduation. So we want to know how what is the culture nowadays
Okay.
in your college, like how things are going out, like still that in the classes it's not relevant, like what they are teaching and all those things we had to
Okay.
face. But nowadays I have learned that, or I have got to know that a lot of new technologies are also getting introduced as part of workshops, as part of different sessions. So is it true, or is it still the old approach where like you're still learning C and C++?
Even I
yes,
would like
we
to know that.
Yeah, for first year we did learn C, and they conduct some workshops as well. Resource person from external college or some other company person who is working in industry, they come and hold the workshops and all. And regarding the academics and all, if they give any assignment, then we use AI tools and all. So
Cool. The AI was new for us.
yeah.
We did never had AI. We had to
We
manually
had
write most
WhatsApp
of the code.
groups,
Yeah.
yeah, just to share the sessions. Okay, so what about you, Vedant? Like, is it same for you as well? Like, okay. Coming back to you, Supriya. So, like,
Yeah,
you told that
just
there are um, some people who come from industry and then try to teach you or workshop
Yeah.
all those things, right? So is it really helpful, or you still go to YouTube and search for the tutorials or something like that? Because in our days, we used to search in Google as well as YouTube,
Mm.
for some suggestions. But nowadays, since these GPTs and all are there, you will directly get the code for your use case itself directly. So how is it? I don't know whether you can relate to YouTube kind of learning, but how is it different for you? Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
generally, these workshops that they conduct, the college people, it will be only of 2 hours or 2.5 hours in the afternoon. So the workshops will be of very limited time. So even if the resource person is very experienced and he has prepared very good material for workshop, he will or she will get very less time to explain. So at the end of the day, we have to go to
back
YouTube
to
or
YouTube.
any other platform, yeah, or back to
Happens. I
ChatGPT or
understand.
any AI tool.
Happens. Same happened to us as well. I have been through at
Yeah.
least 10 or more sessions in the college where they used to throw at us a lot of jargons or a lot of technical words which were like confusing, which because I am a bit curious I used to go and check, but not many people did. But yeah,
but I
fully
felt
relatable.
there was very certain material which was there, which was getting like spread all across India actually. Like
Hmm.
I've seen some of my colleagues who are in who are based out of from Delhi and other stuff. They also have the same example for particular, like
Yeah,
for example, machine learning. There are hardly 3 4 examples which they gave in the workshop, and that is what they have. They don't have any
agreed.
interesting examples.
Agreed.
So that is what I experienced, but I wanted to know from you both that today also, is
Actually,
it that there is only 1 2 examples, or they are
Hey.
actually teaching you guys?
Yeah, Vedant, you were saying.
in my case, we never had these workshops and all. We only had the classroom sessions, and for workshops and all, we have to register differently and all those things. But in classroom, I guess the examples are not that old, considering like they feel new at least, because ChatGPT and faculty also have these things, right? So the
Yeah, even
examples
they
are
are new
very
for it.
similar to what we get online.
Yeah.
So it's actually just the things that we get online, but we are getting it live as well now.
So it
Uh,
means that
We don't have to
ChatGPT is
go there
helping
now.
you guys in college as well, helping
Yeah.
your instructors as well,
Yeah,
teachers as well, I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah.
Some people do say like don't use AI or don't use ChatGPT and all, but it really helps. Like if you
mhm.
want to know what LLM is, you can ask it and ask it to say like explain to me LLM concept like I'm a 5-year-old. Then it will provide very nice answer and I can understand it just by reading it. I don't even need to process what it is telling. It will just explain in very easy language like consider this is a popsicle stand, you are a popsicle, like in that flow it will see. So yeah,
Fair
using it
enough.
in a correct way, it is very helpful too.
I can't relate to this because I never was interested in AI, LLM, and ML. So, Sohan is a better relatability here, not me. I was more development, web dev most of time. Yeah,
Great. I think Vedant is
Am I
back
audible
now.
now?
yeah,
Yes.
you are updatable. I think so. You have a bit of connection issue. It's better if you just close the camera because camera
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
takes up a
raining
lot
now.
of data. But yeah, we were just discussing
Yeah,
the
it's
session and
raining
everything.
right now here.
Hmm. So yeah,
Yeah, I
anything
think
else?
I got to know about a lot of things
Yeah,
that ChatGPT is helping.
it's helping.
Uh, it's helping them to get the latest examples
Okay,
nowadays.
examples. I was like,
We
it was
were
helping
bored of
in
it.
interview as well. Wow, it's cheating.
It is helping, but let's not go there. Uh,
Let's not promote it.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. I, I mean, there are very much different when we were there because for us, at least I know I can tell about me that when we were going for interviews, we had to sit and check every code that we used to practice, like in DSA, DB, everything, permutation combination. These were like we had to try it. Today, ChatGPT has made it very easy, and also the way of conducting interviews has changed a lot. But yeah, a lot of difference.
Yeah. And not only about ChatGPT, AI is integrated in VS Code and other stuff. So there
Yeah.
also, as you said, you have to check every line of code to get to know where the issue
We
is.
should
But
have a coding
Yeah,
competition between
I
like
don't remember
20.
doing that anytime,
Yeah.
Doing
checking
what?
every line.
yeah.
Like
Auto
checking every
suggestions,
line. I don't
VS Code.
remember doing it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Like we should have a challenge, like for your batch guys and us, given a text editor,
Sure, sure.
Without
Yes.
without
not
AI,
not
without
even
AI.
a VS Code text editor. You
Vim,
should write any language code. That's it.
Python, CS. We
Yes,
can, we can. I'm sure
we
they'll
can.
fail. Let's try with Linux, Linux built-in editor. I think so. It's Vim, right? We can try
Vim
that.
Nano, we can try
We
anything.
can try with that. We'll
Yeah,
do it
let's
in
do
future.
that.
We'll do it in
We'll
future.
see live
Who is
coding
better?
competition.
Okay.
And it's not even like decades. We are just like 3 4 years or 5 years elder than you guys. So
Hmm.
not there is no much difference, but still there is a huge difference in the way you guys are learning, you guys are developing, and we used to develop.
Yeah,
Yeah, completely.
That is one thing which
yeah,
has
that's
changed a
true.
lot.
Hmm.
And we don't even need to build applications from base right now.
Yeah.
Things like V0 are helping us doing it, right? So we just
Mhm.
have to do the back end most of the time. The UI has been developed by them, like by the AI itself, so we don't need to think that much about it. So the
Not
I,
color
only,
coding, the
yeah,
yeah.
computations.
But I still
we,
differ that
Makes
not
sense also.
everything is given today. I feel uh,
Ah,
the base framework is given, even in UI, even in backend. Most of the time, it's the base framework given. End-to-end connections, the features that you want to add or delete should be taken care by you. So it's giving a
yeah.
good amount of framework, but yeah, it is
Even
a
that is
help.
taken, even that is getting taken away from us very soon. I've
yeah.
seen some of
Yeah.
the studios
Yeah.
which do like backend connections as well.
Yeah, in Firebase and Lovable, they have integrated Superbase right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovable is almost like a pro coder. We have to just give it a prompt, and it most of the
Ah,
time builds you the whole website with backend.
LLM kind of spoiled everything, right?
We had a good discussion few live back regarding the same laziness that it has brought us. But it has
yeah.
also opened a lot of opportunities. It's not that it's just bad, but opportunity wise, new things to learn, new things to discover.
Yeah,
And
I had one thing to ask about this. One
Yep.
of my friend actually contacted me for this. So he's
Mm-hmm.
interested in startups and all. So he was asking like, what do you think? Like, today everyone is saying that AI will replace jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So could there be a time where people will hire someone for these AI things? So a startup that could actually give jobs to handle these AIs, not to make them, but to handle these AIs, how they are working, like MCPs work right today.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think? Is it already been done, or could there be something where someone can hire you for handling their AIs? So a third party company that will help me establish my base, everything.
It's
Can
already
there be hiring
happening.
like this?
It's already happening. I think you might have heard about ML ops.
Huh.
So it's the same thing. If some company who is into ML ops will basically take care of all your ML models, deployment, release of that, updation of that, like fine tuning it, all those
Mm-hmm.
things are taken care. It's like a pipeline. I'm not sure you guys are like hands-on aware of that or not, but pipeline is something when you write some code and push it to your version control system or Git,
GitHub.
whatever you can say. Once it is pushed, then you there are different stages. Testing happens, all those things happens, and then it will be sent to the production, right? So the same thing is will happen for ML also. Whatever the LLM models which are there, even those needs a pipeline to get into the production. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
if you for just for a exercise, you can ask ChatGPT that when is the last time you have trained. So it will give some date like this up
Huh.
to this level or this date it has been trained. But still the training is going on. The next batch of the release will happen some time in the future. So that that pipeline is what we call it as MLOps. So that is already been taken care of. There are a lot of companies who does this job.
Okay.
This switching of fields or roles, like let's say I am a web developer in a company, like I have gotten job there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not my field of interest. I want to go to back end stuff and all. So if switch the role,
Mm-hmm.
then will it be appreciated or will it be looked down upon?
I Before we continue regarding the look down upon thing, one thing I would like to make clear is web dev is a full stack development. Web dev in itself has front end, back end, and
Yeah,
DevOps. So when you say you want to move to back end, it's a part of web dev.
yeah.
But yeah, when
Basically,
you completely shift it, like I was earlier a web dev, today I am a DevOps engineer. So the
Oh.
change in that, it's not looked down upon, but I feel there is a huge learning curve. Because you're if I was doing web development for last 3 years, 3.5 years, and then I shifted to DevOps. So for me the learning curve was different. I had very good understanding of web development, what is next, how JS works, how Python works, Spring Boot works, how to write a proper structured code there, right? How to write it to in which pipeline can understand and pipeline can take care of. So I was in that phase. But when I was doing it, for me the interesting part was the pipeline, because web dev was very good for me. So I was thinking like to shift it. But when I shifted to the DevOps side, personal experience, it took me some time to learn things. What is CI, what is CD, why are pipeline used, what are different phases in them, which tool is where we are. So not really looked down upon, I feel. At least in many companies it's not nothing to look down upon. But yeah, sometimes there are people who say a few things, but at the end it's your quality of work and your knowledge that helps. But yeah, so I would like to know
I think
yours.
for me, it's like th- that is progress. I would say, like if you want
Hmm.
to switch to something else,
Yep.
it's not looked down upon. It's appreciated actually, and I have seen in a lot of companies they have this rotational basis. So
Mm-hmm.
like 7 months you are working here, 7 months you are working there, like
hmm,
a
yeah.
it's kind of a program. So
Oh.
the reason they do it is you get exposure to different stuff in the initial stages itself, and that
Yep.
is appreciated in all the most of the companies at least. So in one team you are working as a full stack developer, you can switch to other team, you can go for some ML or AI related stuff. Again, you can go to some DevOps. Then with these skill sets, you will get to know, okay, you won't be expert in all the things. You just have the knowledge that okay, these things exist.
Okay.
So if you not even know that those things exist, then you can't even go to that particular field. If you have that thing that okay, these are the things, now you can think like where I was excited to work, then you can switch to that particular path.
Yeah.
And I would say we should never stick to one,
Agreed.
less like more than three years at least. Like personally, I was not into AI ML before. I was into backend only, and then I switched to full stack. Then I switched to for a brief period of time I was into this electronics as well, like
Mm-hmm. Raspberry
building
Pi,
some
Arduino.
IoTs, huh? Those kind of stuff as well. That was also very interesting in my college days. And then I switched to AI, ML, and all those things. So with these things, I got to know okay where I'm happy, like in which field I'm working, as if there is
Mm-hmm.
no time limit for me. Then I consider still I'm in that stage. I'm not like old person, so I'm still figuring out where I can go, where I can stay. But still I feel that I won't be staying there for long. Again, new technology comes. I even tried exploring this what is this blockchain and other stuff. So I would say keep one as your primary goal, which will give you money,
Mm-hmm.
and then start exploring different technologies, like attend different conferences which are happening, all those things. Then you will get to know where to switch. But
Great.
it's not
Okay.
constant, like it's not like a government job where you get one and then you stay for forever.
Forever.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like that.
I agree. I agree. I mean, technology is ever evolving, so you can't say that I will be in back end, front end, or
Yeah,
full
right.
stack for whole time. There it comes a time where it's like daily work becomes a routine kind of thing. Come, do the work, go. You don't have the interest in this the same way you did earlier. So maybe changing the paths, like going to DevOps or ML or IoT hardware, might help you. But
Okay.
it's not never, I don't think so it's ever looked down upon. I have
Mm.
been in my office and many people have changed to a management role, from a development to a management role. So there is no discrimination of such. It's just that the talking stuff starts and everything, but never listen to those things.
Okay. Okay, cool.
On this
I,
DevOps point itself, I
mhm.
recently came across an article. It was like 73 most useful DevOps
DevOps
tools
tools,
today.
yeah.
Yeah, and then they categorized them in about 21 categories.
Yes.
So I was wondering, well, if I'm learning, I have to learn everything. I know that, right?
Yep.
But different companies might be using different tools for the
Yep.
same purpose, right?
Yep.
So, while focusing, should I focus on the company that I want to go in and then learn those tools, or should I just learn everything that I can and be the best in what I need to be?
I have two-part answer for this. One is you can't make sure which company uses which stack. A company has many teams use different technologies. Like for us, even in our company, I have seen people use different products for the same stuff. So you can't really predict which thing. Coming back to learning, I feel, as you said, there are multiple articles telling which tool to use where. But as you said, DevOps is broken down into few of the phases or
Huh.
steps, where every step has multiple tools. So I would say pick one tool per step, master it. Now, master as in not go in very depth, but have a very good understanding of mastering that. If I say cloud, pick one cloud. Today we have multiple clouds. Top three are the best. Apart from them, there are many. But I would say pick one cloud. Be very good at it. Like a cloud has more than 100 offerings, I can say.
Yeah.
So make sure you have a good knowledge of them. It's not like you have used them or very perfection in them, but you have a good understanding that what this cloud does, why is it good for, what thing in this is better than the other cloud, how it can be connected. And then start implementing those tools like Jenkins and GitHubs and Git Actions. Uh, Many, there are many. If I start talking about tools, there are hell number of, and the new tools are evolving again because of AI. The tools are also evolving very fastly.
Mm.
So again, the DevOps is not, for me, DevOps can't be summarized in short. The DevOps goes on and on because that's an operation thing, and operations can take make how much fast you make an operation is the lifeline of DevOps. So yeah, that would be my understanding of till now, how much ever I have learned from DevOps. But yeah, so when I would like to know yours, you have been through that also.
I want to give explanation like you are 5 years old, like she
AI.
Yeah.
mentioned. So see, the thing is, you looked for some of the alternatives, right? You search for top 20 DevOps tools. So it's not about learning everything; it's about learning the fundamentals of it, like how it works.
Yes.
That is the only thing which is needed, and even interviewer doesn't expect you to know everything, because if he's expecting you, then you won't be a fresher, right? So
Yeah.
freshers are not expected to know everything hands on.
Mhm.
Just to knowing, like, okay, this tool exists is enough for you. And one more thing is, I'll give you a small example on how I looked at things. So there is, okay, I'll call my friend and I say, can let's go to have a cup of tea. Okay, I said this in English. Okay, and I think you know Marathi, right? So you can
Yeah.
tell in Marathi also. You understand this, like the fundamental is same. the
Yeah.
the message was, or
The
the goal
message is
was,
same.
to
Yeah.
tell the friend that, okay, come for a cup of coffee or a tea. You can tell it using English, using Kannada, using Marathi, or whatever language, right? Similarly, if you are using a tool for a DevOps, for some operation like version control, let's say Git you are using, So you are using that with certain number of fundamental concepts, like you push the code, you pull the code, you merge it, you commit this, all those things. These are the fundamentals. You have to learn this, and interviewer expects this, not the git commands. It's like the
Uh,
fundamentals and how it is
Operation,
used.
how it
Now,
works.
yeah, and just pick at, as Kano told, just pick one tool like git or bitbucket, whatever, and then just implement those in a hands-on way. Like you actually do it, write the code and do it. Once you're done doing that, tomorrow you get into the company and they are using something else, bitbucket, but you know the fundamentals. You know that how you can call your friend to get a cup of tea. You know that. So you can use your Marathi language to tell. So you can use your Git language way to do the Bitbucket way as well. So you can, every tool is same. The whatever alternatives are there, everything is same. They do the same exact thing in a different approach. That's all. I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
that's what I wanted to explain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Before we move, there is a question in chat. Because we are on DevOps, I would like to take this. How much important are certificates for a DevOps fresher? Personally talking, I if I am hiring or if a company is hiring, it would want you to have a good experience and minimum certifications. Like if you're working on cloud, they expect that you have a certification in cloud, not the mastery, but basic certification on a cloud, on a good amount of experience on Git. I'm talking for DevOps specifically because, uh, as Vedant mentioned, there are multiple tools. So doing tool related certification is waste, not waste, but not really encourageable. But for if you're targeting placement, I would say take one cloud, do a good certification in that. Make sure you're good at Docker and Kubernetes. Today, that is the one of the thing that I have seen in my own company and others, that people tend to enhance or give a good amount of thinking on it, where that a person knows this, because at the end DevOps is majorly a part. Docker and Kubernetes are a major part of DevOps. Apart
DevOps.
from all the other tools there are, Docker and Kubernetes becomes a very good base to learn and implement. So these things, having a good certification would be better. More than certification, I would anytime encourage having a good experience of that particular tool. Like I said, Docker, Kubernetes, GitHub. Sohan mentioned Bitbucket, and there are many different tools. Jenkins, there are GitHub Actions, and for build there are different, for build there are different visualization different. So again, same thing. Pick up a tool, have a good understanding of it. Implementation can be done later in many different tools. But in terms of certification, take a good cloud, have a good certification on a cloud, and maybe Docker and Kubernetes for Max. But yeah, Sohan, if you want to add anything, you're on mute.
Yeah, so certification is important up to certain level just to get
Yeah,
into the interview call. Once you are there, then it's all about your skill and your learnings. So I would suggest, uh, see what I used to tell. I'll tell you. So I used to like I want to learn something like let's say at that time Android development was in boom. So I used to take one use case like whatever I want to develop, and I used to search entire internet and get the code done and then get it up and running. Okay, once I know in and out, then I used to go to some Udemy or whatever site and just buy a cheap certificate. That's all. Because now I didn't learn from that course, I just went for a certificate. But whatever the course content is there, I have learned like 100x more than whatever the course content is there. So I used to do
agree.
like that, but I don't know whether that is relevant nowadays or not. But I see one comment that in some companies they still do coding. I think comment from Pavan.
Yeah, yeah.
So still the notepad is used for the interview rounds.
Hmm. And I
So
think so. Notepad, again, my opinion, that Notepad coding is needed, and they check it on Notepad because you don't have multiple extensions giving you the suggestions. It's not
Yeah.
because of any other reason. But Notepad, They do ask you to do it on Notepad, and as much as I've talked with my many different colleagues, they do it on Notepad to check how much good are you in the logic and basic syntax. Like you can't expect writing a for loop very wrong. That would be the worst syntax error that you can do. So that's why they prefer Notepad, and I completely stand with it that they should do it, because that gives you a good understanding of the developer, how much good he is with syntax and basic logic. At the end, everything comes back to logic and syntaxes. That's why they do Notepad. But yeah, I prefer that.
Then I should practice on Notepad before interviews just to be on safer side.
Yeah, I mean, rather than practicing, I would say be sure with your logic and the syntax that you're writing,
See, if you
Yeah.
are
because VS
developing,
Code
Right.
automatically corrects it, shows you the red line that there is an
Yeah.
error here. Have an understanding that this is wrong, without
Yeah.
knowing that VS Code to give. That's when
Okay.
it gives you a good understanding that you're writing a good code.
yeah, and for me, like what I would suggest is, if you are doing on a regular basis, if you are learning, not just learning, doing some freelancing work for you guys, especially, it will be very beneficial.
Yeah,
As a freelancer, you will get to know in and out of whatever is there, and we used to do that in our college days. Um, but that will really help you to understand the
I
basics
think
of
so.
each and
There's
every
some.
stage of development, from planning till execution and then the maintenance.
Mm,
So everything you'll be doing, and you will be the PO, you'll be the scrum master, you'll be the architect, everything. So that will give you a lot of exposure in
yeah,
nowadays in today's AI world.
completely
C-
agree. I mean, yeah, that would be one of our suggestions is do freelancing or a bit
Internships.
of internships, and as much as you do them is beneficial. We are not saying just do one or just do it because it gives that how many you do is the experience that you get. Like I had done my internship, I got to know that how JavaScript works with front end properly. In my college they had taught us, but how to actually implement it in a very big scale application, that's where we actually get the experience. So I would, again, we both really encourage it that you guys should try freelance and internships where you get actual world experience on the code. What we write on our college basis or for our personal projects, it's very simple and straightforward. When you go on a larger scale ERP or a very big application, the code is too huge to first of all understand, and then you have to add your code into it as a feature. So that brings you the thrill and fear that it might break, it is good or not, and that's where you get the confidence that yeah, I can write code, I have written a good code, this should work, this is working. So a very good I would say uh, suggestion from both of us is you guys are still in college, so please go with internships and different freelancing and anything. But yeah.
Earlier, Kanav talked about placements and all. So I had one question related that
Hmm.
about that. So, say I want to apply for off-campus internships or placements.
Hmm.
So where should I go? Like, I have been on LinkedIn. There, I had read the article earlier this month or something of that time that companies are bluffing. Like they say they are hiring, and so many people will apply for that internship or the job, and they just ghost those people. So this bluffing thing is happening in LinkedIn and all. So where should I go if I want to apply for better companies or off campus? So where should I check these companies are hiring people for
Simple answer,
this
go
role?
to the company's career pages and keep on tracking them, that if there is an opening, if there are openings in different teams or different technologies, keep a track. And LinkedIn gives you a good I have never tried LinkedIn or any other, so I have no idea. But for if you want a genuine opening, anytime go to the company's career pages, that will list you down the all the openings there, rather than LinkedIn sending you there. That gives you a base. But apart from that, I have not much idea, but someone can add on to that.
Yeah, I heard that there are few sites which will offer freelance work. But personally speaking, I was into this entrepreneurship mindset back then in college days. So I didn't wait for any internship or something like that. I'll tell you my story. Like I used to ask my teachers, and there was this entrepreneurship cell which was there in our college, which used to support all the budding entrepreneurs, or if you have any idea, they used to support us. And eventually, if you are successful in opening a company, setting up a company, then they would incorporate us and give the office space and other stuff. So I was into that, and also strongly suggest everyone not only to do freelancing. Freelancing is to know about the technical skills, but end of the day, we should be owners by ourselves and get a company and get a set of people to work for you. uh, that is my end goal, and this is what I would suggest to the youngsters, because nowadays, if you start, even if from the college at least ten companies comes up, right? Then those 10 companies can employ or hire all the college students. So that is something which you guys can try, not only to just wait for the job opportunities.
Good,
You can
Also,
good
try
suggestion.
hiding. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, Also, this is about like working abroad or working in India. Like there is lot of talk about building in India and working for the country. But
Hmm.
career-wise, how do we decide whether to stay here or look for jobs abroad? Like some countries will be having a quality of life and
Hmm.
those stuff. So uh, how would I know I should work here or I should go there? Because
Good
now even
question.
like Bangalore and all, the infrastructure is building, and they claim that they are providing the same quality of life and
Hmm.
here in India only.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there. So a
Yes.
lot of things are not there in abroad lifestyle. So only thing is, it's fun for like 3-4 months. After that, it starts itching to come back to home. So that's what I believe, and I don't know about others.
I have very varying opinions on this, but again, I am a strong supporter of Make in India. If you are learning and want to implement something, do it in India. There is no shortage of anything in India. Just because a
I
US
would
company
also
gives
told the
a,
same thing.
yeah, yeah, again, just because they leverage you on the basis of we can take you abroad and you'll work there, the living expenses are way more, the salary is way less, the amount you give in rent, groceries and everything, at the end of the day it's really very less saving when compared to India. And yeah, India has a lot of opportunity, I would say. Many people, I really hate to say it, but many people go abroad to do all the innovations, and we say the CEO of this company is Indian, that company is Indian, this was invented by Indian origin. Why don't you do it here? You are an Indian, you can do it, you have the resources, you have the brightest minds in India. Do it here. Why not?
The
Is that
process is the problem.
infrastructure, processes, handling, everything is bit different here? That's why a bit of issue gets created, and everyone's like, no, this is not the right place, let's go out. Again, guys, do Make in India. You have innovative ideas, implement here, and then take it abroad. I would say implement first here. UPI was the, I agree,
Yeah,
UPI was invented here in India and now it's going outside. Do something like that. Implement something here, take it outside. Then you, if you want its base location somewhere else, good for you. But first make it here, and make sure you tell the whole world that this was made here, and then go out. That's my personalized opinion. I don't
Yeah.
prefer outside companies saying that we have Indian origin, this, that. Let them do it here. I'll be more happy to promote them.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
emotional. Yeah.
Actually, I had one more thing
Mm-hmm.
about these IDIs and all no code things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking with my friend a couple days before, and he suggested to use Firebase. Google recently launched, right?
Studio. Yeah.
So when I tried it out, it was similar to what I use, right? It was similar to Cursor and all. So do you guys in company use these kind of things like Cursor or Copilot
Uh,
or this Firebase or something like this? Do you
so
actually use
mhm. Yeah, so difference comes when what type of company you're working in. But again, even apart from that difference, I would say the major thing would be not many people would keep a dependency on a different tool until unless you have a uh, base contract with that company. No companies directly use other companies' tools, as much as I know. I have seen in my company, and especially the AI related tools. And like our company, I have seen many companies have an AI governance body in their own company which checks these kinds of things. So I don't think so many companies do use these are a good options for end users like you guys, like us. If we start freelancing or a company, that's a good option for us. But at the end of the day, until unless there is a good amount of contract at bottom of it, I don't think so many people will, because we use Copilot, GitHub Copilot, but we have a base agreement with the company, directly with the GitHub company, that this is the agreement. All the data will be with us. We were not going to send anything, but response should be given in a proper way. So if you are saying tomorrow a company wants to implement Cursor or Firebase as their base, and first of all, these are very costly things. When
uh,
you are thinking of a large scale, the members working with it are also in a big number, members using it are also in a big number. And if we go by the pricing what they give on the website, is it will cost them hell lot than what a contract can give them. So what these companies, as much as I know, these companies actually take talk to each other saying that we will implement your technology, we will do all this all features, give us a the discount on this much, or let's have a good amount of discussion and come to a fair play where you guys use our technology, we use your technology, or something like that. That's when the cost also reduces and the technology also gets implemented. So in short, companies do use it, but not like end user uses it. It'll be a contractual agreement with good amount of due diligence, that a good background check will be done, where the data is going, how much of the data is going, is confidential data sent, how much will the confidential data hamper or be trained on. So different layers of organization come here. But in short, these the technologies that you mentioned are good as an end user perspective. On a company level, it will be very different when we talk about it.
okay.
My question is about the higher studies. Like,
Hmm.
how important is doing higher studies after engineering? Because I've seen or I have heard people who have done masters or even PhDs. They have got great skill sets. They are good communicators. Yet they are unemployed. So uh, should I give importance to doing masters after engineering, or should I uh, just do job or anything like that?
I would like Suvan to answer it. I have
Yeah,
a
I
pretty
think
similar answer.
earlier earlier it was important to do the masters or do MS from some abroad or something like that. But nowadays, since with the help of AI, things are getting better. Like even BCA student or something like that have a potential to do and and create his or her own company and then do it. Earlier it was not possible. Like we didn't had the knowledge or resources. Nowadays it's like everyone has everything. So if it's just about searching and willingness to do something, that is what is not there with everyone. But whoever has it has the potential to do it.
What
So
is
earlier it was there, but now if you're talking about placements and other stuff, yes, it might help. Doing some MS in some good colleges will definitely help, because big companies with the big roles will come only to those colleges. That is still there. But if you want to do something on your own, then there is no limit. Like, you don't have to even do your engineering as well. You can just learn from home. That much resources are already available everywhere.
What do we learn in masters? Like everything that we learn is already covered in engineering, or
That's what I
during.
told.
Hmm.
Only the companies will come to those colleges. That's all. There is nothing special which you learn. But in the big colleges, famous colleges, you get lot of exposure, real world exposure which corporate world has,
Hmm.
which we don't have. So that is the only difference. Like, you also feel that, okay, you'll be getting internship from top companies, so you get to work there hands on, and then in your experience you will get to know, okay, before you
Yeah.
actually join the company, you know the culture of the company. But in the normal colleges, we do get internships, but not with that those roles which IITs has.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would like to add on this regarding the masters versus working debate. My answer would be very simple: is that first get experience and do masters. Experience gives you the same amount of knowledge that a masters gives you. With with very less experience, I mean, if if I will give an example. If you're going for masters in for 2 years, let's say, you have MTech to do, it's 2 years. But if you do the same thing in a good company, have that experience with the code and how we write it, what tools we use it, what do you think, a master's fresher will have a good knowledge, or will you have a good knowledge of it?
Yeah.
If you even
Uh,
go in the same company, who will be treated with a good knowledge base, that yeah, you have the knowledge, you he knows, she knows, that
Person with
have that idea.
experience.
Yeah. And as someone said, masters is, and I even I don't know what they really teach in masters, but as much as I can say, it's more theoretical and more implementational. What it would be is what I think.
So I'm doing my computer science engineering now, and if I have to take masters in related computer science field or something, will I learn further about web development or some
That
cloud
would be your
thing?
specialization to choose. So again, there is a difference. What I see, MTech in India and MS in US are two very different things, I feel. MTech gives you a generalized knowledge, whereas MS is very specific to your specialization. So there is MS in artificial intelligence and machine learning, data science, web development. So they take one specialization and go very in depth of it. Whereas in India, I'm not sure, but MTech is as much as very generalized, and they try to teach you all the topics together. So that's how the masters thing in India and abroad changes. But even if that's the thing, I would say take a basic 1 to 2 years of experience. And if you still feel that you're lacking in some kind of knowledge, go forward with it. Getting knowledge, getting a good school degree with good amount of networking is never bad. But as a fresher, I would always ask people to join a very basic freelance company, or a unicorn company, startups, even a good established company, and understand how the corporate works, how the code works, what experience can you get out from it. So when you have that amount of knowledge of that particular corporate thing, or a code and everything, that gives you an idea that which master should I do, what does industry need today, and where can I enhance myself, upgrade myself. And then choose for it. You're open for it. After having these answers, you will be very clear that today AI is growing. I don't have much knowledge on AI. It's There are colleges who have good amount of PhD scholars who teach AI/ML. So studying under them will give you opportunity and networking with similar minded people. So then that gives you a clear bracket. Yeah, MS in artificial science and machine learning gives you a good, and then go, rather than directly jumping in with a blindfold that I have to do a master's. Have an experience, then do it. That would be my answer.
Uh, I would I would like to add one point here regarding why you asked. Your question was why to do masters when you can learn all those things in your engineering or degree itself, right?
Yeah.
So the
What do we learn there?
only difference is the teachers which are there in your degree, right? Those are from very generalized master's degrees. Okay, but in the masters, in especially in the big colleges, even in abroad, even in India, the the professors which are there in the college are not actually teachers. They are researchers.
PhD holders.
They are researchers. They do research, and their part-time job is to teach students. They will be having their own lab in the college, and they do the research. Like if you take AI or whatever, like LLM, let's say, one guy is doing research for 20 years on LLM, and he is staying in that XYZ college, and he teaches AI. So that is important. Someone who has done MCA or whatever, and came as a lecturer in the engineering college won't be having hands-on experience or research mindset.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is the difference between MS and engineering. That's the reason MS is very famous in terms of placements, because
Hmm.
they don't tell or teach their students to be a slave as an employee. They
In
teach
fact,
they
Research.
teach
in
they
i-
teach to research different things and get to know about stuff.
Perspectives,
And all the
network,
companies
everything.
and other stuff will hire those people in just like third or fourth semester,
Hmm.
because they know that they are getting trained as a researcher, not as a employee or a developer. The
in
person
fact,
who comes from that, yeah, tell me.
Hmm.
the researchers, those professors will be teaching their own books to students, like the books
Exactly.
that they have
Yeah.
published,
They have
not
only
others.
written. Yeah.
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 So that kind of, if you see, there was this ML professor called Andrew Ng or someone who is also a professor. So in India, like what we think from professor is he has knowledge of that book. He just teaches us. But in the abroad, what happens? Even in the IITs and IIMs, professors are themselves are researchers. So that will be a very strong point for them, because they teach by their heart.
Yeah.
If they know in and out of the technology.
Hmm.
So that is the only difference, and that difference will make a huge difference for our growth as well. That's the
Yeah.
reason lot of big companies bet on all the IITs, all the MS from big universities. So university in India, like um, the entrepreneurship cell and all those things which I told about my college, there also we had some of the PhD holders who had their own lab, who used to develop something, not the product. They used to they used to contribute to Linux, different OS systems. So those kind of researchers were there, and
Hmm.
if they are there, then they are better than the teachers, because
Yeah.
teachers
Textbook teachers.
just know, because see, they are also doing for a living, right? But professors or these kind of researchers
Researchers.
doesn't do for living. They just do it because they love it.
Hmm.
So that is the difference.
On we are on the job part, so there is a question by Thanos. Good name. I saw job posting by Google which treats master's degree equivalent to 1 year experience in industry. Again, that's why I say having an experience is always better than going behind a degree. And he also says that most AI jobs require master's degree. That's why all say about all they why all say about that. Some field require master's bare minimum. Example, graphics program. I didn't get the question, but I think so. You mean AI jobs require master degree, but that's because you're working on a very sensitive data when you go into a corporate field, particularly. You should have that intelligence or experience or know why it is that way. That the first of all, confidentiality. Second, you have to treat it very properly. And again, there are very few jobs who require like it's a compulsory thing that you should have a master's. Many companies I have seen, they take you even if you have a bare minimum 3 to 5 years of experience with that field. That's when you are good enough in that. That's why people tend to take very experienced people in these confidential jobs like AI or contract basis things, which is, you think in terms of company perspective, they don't want their data to be given to anyone, but still use the and have the ability to interact with AI and everything. So in that way, they sometimes might tell you to have a master's and good understanding and experience in that, so that you have a good knowledge of it. But yeah.
Okay, so in companies,
Hmm.
is CUDA programming actually used? Because everywhere I see people use MacBooks for their work in companies and all.
Hmm.
So when Nvidia, like recently they had big event, right? So he unveiled the new CUDA like updates in it.
Hmm.
So when I checked about it, it's, I guess, parallel processing. It is used for that, right?
Hmm.
So companies who work with AIs to develop these things, is CUDA programming actually used for their devices, or do they just use cloud for mm, training and all their storage of data? Do they
I would not
actually
be a
use
good
this
one
on
to
their
answer.
own device?
Yeah, we got the question, but I would not be a good person to answer. Maybe Sohan knows better.
No, I also not have much clear idea. But the thing is, uh, it doesn't matter what hardware you are using or the laptop you are using. Um, Currently, lot of LLMs are just running in the cloud, especially in what I am working. Everything is happening in the cloud. We are just connecting it. So there is a very um, there is a huge confusion in a lot of people. Even with me, I had a lot of confusion on these things. When we say AI ML developer or engineer, whether you are doing development like a full stack development, you are using APIs of the AI or the LLM doesn't make you a AI ML engineer. You have to do other stuff. So first thing is the difference. And lot of companies, they are they are they are calling themselves as an AI company, but they are just using some other companies LLMs like GPT or whatever, Gemini, all those things they are using, and they are using for their use case. That is the application of AI, not the research or the development of AI. So if you are doing that, then I don't think any hardware matters, because it's like you are calling an API with a secret key, that's all, and you are getting the response. It's like as simple as a web application development, that's all. You can't tell that you are AI ML engineer unless you know how to fine tune it, you know how to release and handle it, mainly the ML ops. So if you're doing that, then also I don't think for the ML ops also it doesn't matter which device you are using, because it's not like you're running it locally, you are running the LLMs locally in your day-to-day life. You are just having some API case and you just hit the APIs, that's all. That's what I have been using.
Okay, so for a beginner that is like entering, right, like us, uh, what do you think? Where should we focus mainly? Like you said, the use case of AI or the development part. So the development, I guess, maths and all comes there, right? So maths, data processing, and all those things comes there. But that will, I guess, take time. So what do you think? Where should we focus on? Like application part or the
See,
development part?
if you are getting into the company as a full stack developer, it's very important nowadays to know about AI and how the applications of AI works, like how to use AI in your website or mobile app or whatever. If you are getting into AI, like let's say in a Nvidia company, then it's about, then they won't take you unless you are PhD holder. Like it's a serious job there. We are doing, like we are developing applications and all those things, but um, they are already 99% successful. They are trying for that 1%. So that level of precision they are looking into. But currently for your, like our colleges, we don't get that kind of opportunities for now, because they only come for PhD holders and IITs, all those things, or some abroad MS. But for us, will be you can mainly focus on applications of AI. That's what I would believe. I think if some expert is there in the chat, they can help us.
I can just.
And
I'm
also
not an
Kanav.
expert, but I would say the same. So on said, because you're still freshers and beginners, application of AI would be a really good start for you to learn about AI, how we implement it, where we use it, why we use it, different ways to fine tune it, and everything. And uh, similar to what someone said, Nvidia, ChatGPT, OpenAI, these guys, Perplexity, even all the AI, proper AI companies, they won't ask you to implement it. They are going to take you one step down below that, where you actually work to enhance it, like model enhancements, how you help them grow as a company, as a product, and everything. And that's where PhD and having a very, very in-depth, like Thanos was asking, the master degree would be needed here. Having that PhD, having a very granular or very good amount of knowledge on the AI, how to train it,
Mainly the
why models,
research
everything,
mindset.
research. That's where masters would be really needed. And if your goal is to work for that kind of company, please go forward with it, but with a good experience earlier. But yeah, I hope that answers Vedant.
Huh. Oh,
My question is different from tech related.
Mm-hmm.
It's about investing as a student. Like my friends are there in my class who have accounts in mutual funds and they invest there. Not too much of amount, just like 500 rupees per month or 2000 rupees per month. So uh, should should I also invest? Because I am not working any part-time jobs like in cafe, or and I'm not earning basically on my own. So I'm using my parents' money. So should I use that not to invest in a serious way, like uh, using like 500 rupees per month,
Mm-hmm.
just to understand how mutual funds work, and from early age I'll get to know how to save money. Like if I want to eat a samosa right now, I will think I will have a second thought, like, oh, I can use this 20 rupees to save, and over time I can put it in mutual funds, and at the end of the month I can put there, and it will be saved there. So in under under a proper guidance from someone who invests in mutual funds
Mm-hmm.
or stocks, I can also invest there.
Quick
So
answer: savings and or starting savings anytime is good, but let's focus on tech and CS and career related stuff for now. We can do a
That's where this freelancing thing comes.
yeah,
If
the a
you,
major part of earning
yeah,
money is there for you guys. But yeah,
and it's good to save actually.
any day,
It's good to
have a
save.
good amount, have a good knowledge of what is interest, how much interest do you get, and where, and then do it. Don't just go blindly following influencers saying do this, do that. Have a good
okay,
base
not
knowledge.
like not following any online influencer.
Yeah,
If I know someone personally,
yeah, yeah.
and
If
if they are good in if they are good in getting to know what company is safe, and I don't
yeah,
know the
yeah,
terminologies of that, but
yeah.
uh, if the company's growth is like stagnant or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
bar
Bar
chart
charts.
shows,
Yeah.
yeah. So I can ask them and I can invest very little amount,
Yeah,
kind of.
anytime, as I said, anytime starting investing or saving at a very early age is a good option. But for that, we have to start earning first. So again, that brings to us to freelance and internships and everything.
Yeah,
So again, still, even if the experts have your base knowledge of it, even if the expert tells you add or invest here, I would suggest having a base knowledge that why is he saying that, what is better, why, what is going to change or something. But yeah, very much
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Also,
I had a
yeah.
Yeah.
no, no, continue.
No, no,
I
this is
actually had a
completely
different
different topic.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a question about resumes and all. Like, what do you think got you the first job? What was the one component in your resume that got you your first job or internship? Like, what do you
Yeah.
think was that one thing that was that was what they picked you for?
So on.
Do you
Yeah.
have any idea like that?
Mainly the projects. They don't want to see the hobbies and all.
Same.
They want to see the projects because they are into serious business. They are paying you for something, right? So all these hobbies things are okay, but majorly, like what level of intense projects you are doing, what level of major projects you have done, all those things. And just to get little bit away from your question, I would like to also tell few things. I was recently reading a book called I think The Dream Founder by Dhruv Nath. So there was mentioned how things are, how people will be picked as a or how we will be hired. So basically the main thing is the the detailment. So if you are writing something on your resume is the most important thing for you in the interview, that represents you, right? So if you are making a mistake in writing your basic things, the name is okay, date of birth there is a slight mistake in that, there is an indentation problem. So all these things mean that you are not serious enough for this
Mhm.
job. Like that means that you are careless. So in that book, there was a very good example. I would like to tell that. So basically, he, there was an interviewee who came for an interview. He was very intelligent. He was like MS holder. All those things were there. But the uh, founder took the interview and he asked few things. There were like lot of indentation problems. There were like font mistakes. One title was having some font, some other was having something else. But he answered everything. Every question was answered. So he got hired. So after
Mhm.
that, after 1 or 2 months, the company started lot of getting lot of complaints from the users that the product is not right, there are some glitches in the application, all those things. So and he went to the other founder. He went to the other founder. He was just chatting with the other founder, like though both were friends. They both were chatting,
Mhm.
and he told that there are a lot of problems coming recently, and because the hired one was a very high level position holder. So the founder was telling to the other founder that there were a lot of problems having, we are getting since a month now. And he quickly told, did you hire someone recently in like 1 or 2 months? And the founder told, yes, I have hired a very important role recently. And he told him to send his resume once. So he sent the resume and he looked and told that, okay, if that person going for a job interview for that level of high level job position doesn't have a seriousness of writing a proper resume, maintaining proper indentation, all everything is crystal clear, then he's not a fit guy for an interview or a position. So this is one example. Not, it doesn't really mean that if you're not having a good resume then you are not a good person. But um,
It plays
that
an
that
important role.
plays a very important role, like how you set up, how you uh, write your resume and how you create that, because that
Yeah.
is the first person, that is the first thing they will see regarding you before seeing you.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I agree. I would say the same. The resume is the first point of contact for you and the company, right? So it should be presentable. Don't. It should be professional more than presentable. It should be professional enough that the recruiter sees it and feels it. This is a valid resume. Once it is good and presentable, what worked for me was projects. Again, I was a very nerdy guy who would like to do projects. I had my 5 to 6 projects ready by my third year, and I had done it like a hobby, not like I have to submit it somewhere. I used to do it for my hobby. That I had learned C, so I tried to make KBC in C++ programming, which is again not a very good idea in that way, but the curiosity makes you do those things, right? I was not aware that we can build a web page, then connect it and everything. I wanted to build a simple KBC program. I built it and it was really good. So having that curiosity to build projects got me very closer to this company. That they and again, when we say projects, don't just copy paste GitHub or say that I have made implementation in a GitHub project. No, have a good understanding of that project is also necessary, because I have
What if,
seen many people. Just a minute. I have
okay,
seen many people who have used GitHub projects, and when they are asked question in the interview, they don't have answers. The recruiter obviously will ask you, right, that what is this, how is it using. So I was asked on my projects, I was very confident on it, I gave answer. People fumble there, people think what should I say, they give very wrong or generic answer. That's where you fail. So in short, resume are important because it's an entry point, it's a first point of communication for you and the company. So if you write it in Comic Sans, make various different designs on the borders, and even if the content is good, it's not really that presentable, it will hamper your first image, right, for them. So make sure it's good amount of presentable, professional, all the links, all the project links, certifications mentioned properly, and that gives you a good idea that yeah, this is a company ready resume where I can apply, and that gets you there. So yeah, you were saying.
yeah, well, half of my question was already answered by you. It's what if I uh, copy paste a GitHub project and I know every single part of it? Like,
Hmm.
what if I answer like I have only built that project?
Hmm.
Will the interviewer get suspicious?
More than suspicion, you can't take the interviewer lightly. If you say I have built a KBC application, web application with JS backend, he will start asking all the questions. Why KBC? How have you implemented? What kind of data structure? Where are you storing the data? You will know very base level. Even if you know the whole code, you'll know base level infrastructure of it. What if he starts going in depth? Why you use this? Why not this? This gives you good efficiency than this. How have you implemented the randomization of it? That's where the trick comes. So you can't take recruiters also lightly. For I can give my this thing experience. For me, I had 3 interviews before getting in, and my second interview took almost 1.5 hour.
Mm.
So if and that was 5 years back. Today, because of AI and talking in my own company, I was I talked to people, the new hires in my own team. They had 6 interviews. Imagine going through 6 interviews with a multi-panel.
Yeah.
There is not a single recruiter there. There is a recruiter, there is a product owner, architect who are asking you questions. So even if you're that level of goodness, you will get, if it will go wrong somewhere, right? So rather be efficient with your own code, know your own code, write yourself. That would be a better option, I would say.
Uh, Just a thought crossed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm doing this or something. Uh, what if I just copy pasted that GitHub project. Then
Mm-hmm.
I took that code, I fed it to ChatGPT or any other AI, and I asked it to give me every combination, every type of question the interviewer
Mm-hmm.
might ask, like related to everything, how this thought came into your idea, that question, from that to the data structure you have used, like from tech, non-tech. I
Yeah.
ask everything. Say the AI gives like 150 questions on that with answers.
Mm.
I go through
Fair
them,
enough.
I understand, I go and answer the
Mm.
questions.
Mm.
Now,
You said 150 questions,
yeah,
and every question has its own cross paths or something. How many question and answers will you remember? You have a limit for your
uh,
brain, right? And first of all, more than that, when you are in an interview, you are scared. You have anxiety. You have
yeah,
people asking you multiple questions from everywhere. Even if you know the 150 questions, you will get wrong somewhere. So rather than cheating, get in honestly, be there honestly, and then experience it, I would say. But yeah, if you want to cheat, there are
I
100
want
different
to
ways. There are 100 different ways
see
to cheat on
we
everything.
we can cheat and then get into the company. After that, what? Um, then the problem starts.
Yeah.
See, you won't be kicked out of the company, that's for sure. But your growth will be slow. uh, your manager will be knowing like will know that you are not competent. What is that word? I forgot.
Competitive,
You are not
Competent.
competent enough,
competent.
and yeah, and you will they will catch you. Like it's not like see. One more thing I wanted to discuss, like same thing. Even I felt like getting a job is not everything. Getting a job is just like
Yeah.
0.5% of your achievement. Once you get into the job, the reason they have hired you and the reason they are paying you, because you know that skill and you tricked them, that's okay. Like that, it's totally fine to trick them and get into the company. But if you don't know anything, then you will suffer a lot. You will have a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. All those things will come eventually, because once you get into the company, you have to attend all the calls and tell the updates. Like if you don't know anything, then what will you do? And for some of the companies, um, they they don't allow you to use gpts and other stuff. They don't even, earlier I have heard, in some of the companies they didn't even allow google search.
Yeah.
So in those kind of companies, what will you do? Like, see, you used to copy the code and then paste it in the chat gpt. In the company laptops, if let's say that guy has banned or blacklisted this chat
Blocked.
gpt,
Yeah.
yeah, what will you do? Like you can't even copy, and you can't even like now copy hundreds of lines and then in your phone you do it. So it's not feasible. Like one or two times you will do, like after that you will learn what to do, how to do, right?
Yeah.
So getting into a company, like for a fresher, it's a milestone. But for someone who has done that and like spent like almost 3 4 years, then they will get to know, okay, getting a company is okay, but once you get into the company, how will you grow? That is important. For that
Sustaining there is important.
you shouldn't be you should be having that level of knowledge to upskill yourself. Not only that, you need to constantly learn and then excel
Hmm.
even further, or else you won't be relevant after like 6 years, because
Yeah.
nowadays technology is changing daily, hourly, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I wanted to ask about internships and all. Like in third year, many people do internships, right? So in
Hmm.
today's, do cold mail still work? Like if I find someone's email ID, HR's mail,
Yeah.
and then ask for internship, do they still work? Like
It,
asking 50 people.
yeah, yeah, it does. It does. I feel I have never done it, but I have seen people do it, and it works because uh, more than MNCs, it works for the startup people, startups,
Okay.
freelancing companies, and these things. These will revert you one or the other day, seeing your resume and everything. So be consistent with it, telling them that you can do this. I have this knowledge, and I can help you grow it in this way. Obviously, will work and will land you to the first freelance or an internship gig, which will really give you experience. And I would say, uh, go with simple companies and freelance and unicorn startup companies. These guys will actually check your mails. These guys will actually revert you on LinkedIn. The people who work here will actually tell you that this is the opportunity we have, rather than MNCs, because MNC has a complete systems and processes that this has to be followed in this way, this applications goes to this level. But this really works, the cold emails and sending a message on LinkedIn always works for very simple and grounded and unicorn based companies, which will actually check your mails, check, value your time that you are writing an email to them saying that you want a job. So any day, I feel it still works. But yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch podcasts on YouTube. Like they used to call people who were hired in Google and all. Those guests used to say कि सामने से HR or manager used to mail them or
Yeah.
ask them on LinkedIn, and they used to give interview.
Yeah,
So
that's different. That's when they write you the mail. Vedant was asking when you write the mail
mhm.
in your
Yeah, for first
starting of the
in call.
career. It's you writing the mail to them. like going to the Zomato's official email, or people who work in Zomato or Blinkit or Swiggy or any kind of different companies, and telling them that this is my resume, I have knowledge in this, I would like to join you as an intern, and this is how much, and I would like to gain experience. So this is when you guys do. But for example, like me and Sohan, and anyone experienced more than us, they get mail from the companies and company recruiters saying that we have a good opportunity on this tech stack, and we see that you're already working on it and you're a good fit. Would you like to join our company? And this is the joining link. So when you have a good amount of experience, and let's say if you have a good amount of experience, or for an example, I'll give you a 10 years experience, there is a high chance, and if you're excelling in that experience, like very good promotions, very good knowledge, continuously updating your LinkedIn, having talks with different people regarding that particular thing, that's when recruiters actually get to know, yeah, this guy is good at what he does, so let's ping him for our interview or for our position. And they will actually, to be fair, I have got 2 to 3 mails in my LinkedIn saying that this is a job and would you like to, but different reasons why I would not, but you do get it. That's when you have a good experience and a good presence on LinkedIn. This really happens when you have a good presence, updating your LinkedIn profile as and when you do something, projects, certification, promotions. When you share these things, that's when you will be recognized on that platform with in front of recruiters. But in the
Right,
starting stage, it will be different.
right now I just I get the messages samne se, but it's like hello Supriya, I've come across your profile, I've seen this project, would you be would you be interested in getting this course to upskill your skill set?
Don't
It's
get,
just
I would,
promotional
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
they just
Don't
message.
get into course related messages. But if it's something like would you like to work with us and it'll give you a good experience, try out. There's nothing going bad in it. It'll give you a good experience of actually how the code works, how the thing. So these things really help. Cold emails, actually messaging the people who work in that company, building a good network of those people. Like if to for just for example, and I think this implements for everyone. If I want to if my company or my goal is to join Google one day, and I want to be there one day in this much amount of time, I will start networking from day today. I will send networking messages to all the people who work in Google, all the staff recruiters who work there, recruiters who work there. Build a good network, have continuous chats with them, that this is how I think, that's what I think, giving your opinions, sharing your thoughts on LinkedIn. So that's where you show your presence, that you're there. And then they start thinking that when there is a position, and then you are the first one to click, yeah, I have one person very good for this position on my LinkedIn, let me ping him. So that's how LinkedIn as a platform really helps. Cold email really helps. So do these things, it'll give a very good push to you guys and your career.
I had a question regarding networking only. Um, I've heard people say, after getting the job, if you want growth in your say roles, now you are junior developer, then developer, then manager. If you want this type of growth, you need to start building network. You have to talk to people, your
Yeah.
colleagues, your peers, your manager, a sprint master, and all those people. Let's say, like, I am not an introvert, I agree, but I do not like having small talk. So there will be this always constant pressure on me that
Mhm.
हाँ मुझे बात करना है, मुझे I need to build network. Even in college, if I want to talk to professor just for getting to know, there will be this pressure that I have to talk, I have to build network. I see other people talking fluently, like not fluently, kind of with confidence. How should I overcome? How should I remove that pressure on myself?
Start small. My only suggestion is start small, start with limited people, then expand. No one is asking you to directly go to CEO, no, directly go to principal or anyone. Start small, start with unknown people.
Hmm.
You talking to me would be very simple because we know each other. That wouldn't make us this networking. Start with someone who has similar mindset or uh, similar things with you. Like he also likes talk, he or she likes talking about tech, he or she has an opinion about this thing. Then you start talking. Then you yourself will slowly expand it, and then you go to the bigger thing. That would be my thing. Anytime start slow. Don't go on a bigger fish, like directly going to the CEO or the recruiter or the professor principal kind. Start slow, have a good communication, have a good experience, have a good ideas exchanged, and then you have the good idea that what I should talk. But yeah, I would like Sohan's because he has done such things in past, I feel.
um, I also want to know actually. So I feel that you don't have to network forcefully. Like even I've got a lot of feedback from my mentors that you need to network a lot. You need to network a lot. But I don't like to. I don't, as you told, I don't like to talk to someone without
Any
any
purpose?
agenda.
Yeah.
Like if he's not,
Mhm.
huh, if he's my friend or someone, I can talk with him like us together. But if he's not my friend, if he's my colleague, then I don't know why I should talk with him. Like unless I have something or he has something. I don't want to just go there and then sit there and then just ask for him for a coffee or something. That personally, I don't have any suggestion because I might be wrong as well. Probably you have to forcefully do the networking as well. I don't know,
Mhm.
but I don't do that because I don't like talking to people much in my workspace. That might be a very wrong thing to do, but
Message. Yeah.
still, I don't say I don't like to talk with people, but I like to stay in my own space and then just focus on the work and leave. That's why I have come here to do. I don't want to build any um, conversations. Mm, if it is related to work, yes. If it is not related to work, um, probably if they approach me, I'll try to. I won't be like, I won't be rude to tell them that I'm not interested. I definitely chat with them. I go for a coffee and other stuff. But if no one is coming, then I don't just go and like bug them every time. But that might be wrong. I just want to ask that also. If someone
That
is
I
watching
think
the
so that
stream or
comes with the
Kanav.
clarity, right? You have the clarity that you don't want to do much in the working space. That's where you bring that line that I want to work, I want to finish it, I want to go. When you're in your personal space and you're doing something, for example, tomorrow if I want to start a company, I can't just sit with my laptop and say that I will start a company. I want people to think, I want people to talk, right? This is my idea, what's your thing, what do you think? These kinds
See,
of networking is
I'm
where it's needed rather than just on career growth. Your agenda
same thing.
also should be clear, right?
Same thing I'm also telling. Like, see, if let's say I'm starting a company, then I need some people like some
Hmm.
founders or someone. Then I will reach out to people because there is an agenda that I need to find someone or get to know about the knowledge or technology what I will be implementing. That is a different thing. That is not about some people just go and sit and talk with them like as if they are family members. I can't do that. uh, that is a problem
That's
with
not
me also.
networking
Or
then. I don't think so. That is
it's
networking
kind
also.
of networking also. Like, see, getting to know someone is a networking. If uh, if you want, let's say, see, if I come to your desk and just start talking like, what
That's
did you do
awkward.
yesterday, all those things, that is also networking. It's also considered as networking. And I have got lot of feedback regarding that you should do that. But somehow I tried a couple of times, but failed horribly.
I agree.
So
I won't
I
do
left
that.
it. Like,
But
I
yeah,
left.
until
Okay.
I
unless I
left
have
it.
agenda, I won't.
I
Same. I would
don't.
agree.
Yeah.
You don't have to go and talk to your teacher
Force
or
yourself.
someone
Yeah.
forcefully. If you have
Okay.
doubt, you go and talk. If you don't have doubt, just leave it.
Hmm.
Okay. You said
It's not
that
called
if
as, yeah.
yeah, you two said that if you have clear agenda, go and talk to them for networking purpose. Let's say the opposite person, the person to whom I'm going to talk, if that person already knows she is just talking to me just for her career growth, blah blah blah, then they will shut us down.
I don't think so, but again, if
I
that's
don't,
their
If
yeah,
agenda, if that they want to shut you up and they don't want to help you, then that's a clear sign that you are talking to a wrong person, and you're then forcing yourself to talk to that person rather than genuinely getting an answer. Like, if I am working and I don't want any disturbance and you keep on coming and telling me and I just tell you just go, then that means for that time, or at least for some part of next few days, I don't want to talk because I'm busy. If you do that, then it's forcibly, and then the rudeness and commenting comes up. So instead of just sticking to that person, go to a different person. That would be a better idea.
there are a lot of people who can help, who are ready to help. So don't stick to one person.
Yeah.
okay, I
And
had
it's all
one.
about, see, it's all about getting your job done. That's all. Like if you have any doubt, just get it cleared from, like, ask 10, 20 people. Someone will respond
Yeah.
if you have doubt. Like, no need to forcefully go and network, no, go and chit chat, talk every
Hmm.
time. No, I have seen a lot of quotes that, to do networking, just talk to 2% daily, new, like, unique person daily, like,
Mm.
someone who you have not met. I, I can't do that. I don't know whether that is practically possible for us, because for me at least, I'm someone who doesn't want to talk to someone or something like that when I'm working. So I don't really go and talk.
Hmm.
But it doesn't mean that I'm not, like, interested or I'm rude. I'm interested to talk, but not the time when I'm working, because that is the most important thing which I have come to office or somewhere else also
Hmm.
wherever I'm
Anyway,
working.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I had one more
Okay, so
doubt.
a little
Okay, yeah.
different. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Vedant, continue.
No, mine was
Yeah, anyway.
like different from this.
Yeah,
So
mine as well.
how did you choose your stream? Like, if I'm going for internship in college, they teach us little from everything, right? So
Hmm.
we are getting data science, we are getting DSA, we are getting little bit of software, web development, application. Like, how do you choose what's your specialty, what you want to do? There might be things, right?
You will
I like two different things. So what should I focus on first for internship or for the first job? Like, how should I decide that this would be my specialty?
It's not about being special, choosing your specialty. It comes with the work you
Experience,
are
maybe.
doing across different. No,
Yeah.
if you are doing different things, right, then you will be having the opportunity to
Fair.
judge which I am at better at, and
Hmm.
then pick on that. So to do that, you can't just, like, 2 days you are doing Android, 2 days you are doing iOS development, 2 days website, and then you decide. No, you at least have to do 1 or 2 years. Then you will get to know, okay, what is in and out of that technology. Then you can decide, okay, whether is it really, um, fascinating me, and can, just ask one question, that can I do this, like, at least for 5 years from now. If the answer is yes, then you can eventually go to that particular stream. It doesn't matter. Like, and one more thing is, don't um, try a lot to, try to get into a job, and that's the reason you are studying or learning something. Just learn because it is
Curious.
fascinating for you. If it is not fascinating, then just leave, and
Hmm.
then just try something else. There are a lot of technologies, you can try all those things. Because you're trying to learn for a particular interview, so that is your goal. Like, once your goal is achieved, you have cleared the interview, then what next?
Hmm.
Then you will be bored for your whole life. So your goal was only one, to get into the job, right? Once you are done, then you are done. So instead of that, learn something which you can work for years, and you are confident and you are happy. Like, lot of people I have seen on Monday, they like cry a lot before going to office, that again it started. But if you are
Yeah.
happy and going to office, then it means you are doing the right job. That's all, and that is your specialty. That skill set would be your specialty. That's all. You don't have to uh, learn something just for the sake of an interview. Once it is done, it's like it will haunt you back if you are
Mhm.
not interested in that.
To sum up, I would say uh, colleges give you bits of everything, but until unless you try particular thing and get to know that this is what I like, you won't re- you won't really get into that specialization part of it. So the simplest way is try all the things. Try Android, try web, try backend, try front end, try DevOps. Have a good amount of knowledge that this is where I lag, this is where which I am best, which is better for me, and that's when you get to know that this is what works for me very good, and I'll start with this for now, later try to shift. So that can be a starting idea. Some people are reverse of this, that I'm good at this, so I want to try something that I'm not. So if I'm good at front end, I'll try back end because that challenges me. So it's up to you how you look at that particular technology or particular specialization.
Yeah, and also like just to give an example, if you want to, if you want to create or um, if you want to make a table, right? College will just give you tools to do that. It will just give you whatever the tools required to create that. Creating that is your thing. So it will just teach you these are the fundamentals, these are the things which are there, and creating a career out of that is on you. And so for someone as fresher as you guys, it's a wrong question to ask, like which specialization I need to go, or how to choose a specialty. It's a wrong question for you guys. It's only not even for us, even for me it is a wrong question. Because we are early in the career, we are just 5 years, and you guys are not even like 1 year, right? So you don't know, you don't have any experience to tell which in which you are good at. And you can't just judge yourself just with 2 to 3 months of work, or just developing one project of that particular XYZ technology. So you have not even tried different technology, then how will you get to know which stream you want to get into? Your
Mhm.
question, this question is only valid like after 8 or 10 years of experience. Then you have tried a lot
Okay.
for 2 2 years, 3 3 years. Then you exactly know where I was having more fun while developing or while working. Then you can choose. But for now it's a very not relevant question for you guys as well as us.
Fair enough. There is a question in
Okay.
chat which asks how good are the openings for freshers as just backend developers. I would say there are not particularly there. Like they don't really specify anytime backend development only. They say that Java or something sometimes, but major companies ask for full stack. And in the full stack interview, you can be clear with them that I prefer or I like backend, but I can do both. That would be my perspective, because I have not seen companies saying I want a backend developer. They either specify the technology directly, that Java developer, senior Java developer, something like that. But backend, only backend kind of things. And again, when they say it's Java developer,
Yes.
they don't really say that only Java. So just know Java and come. No, they expect you other things also. So knowing its framework, how its pipelines are, how it's built, what are the technologies it can be paired up with, and do you have a basic understanding of that. So saying that just backend developer never makes sense. It's always a full stack, but enhancement on that one particular language or something. That's what I have seen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Again, this question is for someone who has like more than 8 years of
Yeah.
experience, because this backend developer or senior backend developer, senior Java developer, these are very specialized roles. As I told in the previous thing also, for freshers, you don't have to worry about these things. You
Mhm.
have to do it end to end, mm, no matter what. Then only you will, after 6 7 years, you will get to know, okay, I'm interested in UI development. I like creating beautiful UI websites, all those things, or backend developer, or because I'm interested more into getting the data filter or doing all sorts of operations. This you will only get after like 8 to 10 years of experience. So as a fresher, you don't get any. Um, backend developer roles. Even if you get, it's like full stack. Once you get into the company, you'll get to know you are developing front end websites also. So for the fresher, how will the interviewer expect that you will be knowing backend? Because if that guy is hiring you for backend, then he expects you to do everything. That you can't, because you are just out of college and then you don't have the hands-on experience on the. People can develop things, but performance aspects, security
Yeah.
aspects are something
Hmm.
which comes over the years, and they don't even expect you to do that. So that's the reason this question is not relevant for fresher again.
Hmm.
And
Agreed.
there was one more, right, question. I think Cardi, as I belong to non-IT branch, what
Yeah.
should I do or say learn to get into IT companies?
I feel
Um,
it differs from company to company, but I would say select one technology like web development or Android or Flutter and just be good at it rather than going into the pool, because Vedanta and Supriya are in college. It's easy for they are they have the knowledge of all different aspects. But if you are from a non-IT and want to get into an IT company, just pick one technology that fascinates you. Again, forcing yourself into that would mean you will lose interest very early. But choose one technology, anything: AI, ML, web development, Android, maybe iOS development, all these, and just be good at it. And you should be able to get good amount of uh, people. I mean, good amount of experience and start applying for companies. That would be my this thing suggestion. But yeah, so on.
for
Yeah.
non-IT, you can get into some course just to get the feel of that, and see if you're really interested to do that. Then you can pursue. It's not like, I've seen a lot of people who are not from IT; they are from mechanical. Nowadays, are working as software engineers.
Yeah.
As I think Supra also told, it's very easy nowadays to fool interviews in interviews. So you can do that, but you should be willing to do
Yeah.
and learn and then get, because once you get into the IT group, right, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of technology things will be buzzing every day. So you'll
Yes.
be lost and you will have a lot of anxiety as a non-IT thing. But you should not worry a lot about that. If you are still in the initial stages, like 3-4 years into non-IT, you can switch. But if you are like more than 10-12 years, then it's probably hard to switch because of some financial things as well. Like you can't directly switch, leave the current job.
Yeah.
But if you have the will, then you can definitely do that, because it's not a rocket science. Nowadays AI tools are there which will help, which we are using also on daily purpose. So it's not a big deal to switch from non-IT to IT. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that how you crack the interview, and then once you are in, like it's a government job.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There
I
was one more
agree.
question which was very interesting by Srivatsa. My biggest challenge
Challenge.
is knowing if I am job ready. What tells me I am? See, you can, if you are preparing for a interview, I don't think you will be ever ready. So there are like infinite questions they can ask, and you'll be always having anxiety that you are not capable enough or you are not ready enough. So and the opposite answer to that is, today you are ready. That's all. If you want to get into something, you are ready today. You start applying,
I agree.
you fail miserably in one or two interviews, then you will get to know, okay, which questions are getting asked. Then you attend the next interview, and then eventually you get into some company,
I
if you
agree.
want to get into a job.
I
Because
completely
the
agree with
ready
Son.
is today. That's all. You are
Yeah.
ready today.
When I was in BCA, I used to tell
Uh-huh.
all my friends this thing that if you are fearing or if you're scared of giving that interview, when will you be ready? There won't be a time that you'll be ready. As much as you give interviews, even if you feel, that gives you an experience, that gives you a question that you have to answer in some other interview. And that's the beauty of it, that the more you fail, the more you are gaining the experience to win next time. So as Sohan said, you are ready today if you have most of it. If you have good knowledge, and if you feel that I have read a lot or thought a lot of it, now just get implying, get going with the interviews. If you fail, experience, check what where you failed, which question you failed, reapply, try again. One day will come when the best company hires you for it. That's it.
Also, if even if you are not confident, and even if you are not having lot of things in your belt, still apply, because in cricket there is something called as, not even in cricket, in sports there is something called as game time. So the game time is, you in cricket especially, you practice a lot in nets, but the game time is the balls which you face in the game,
Yeah.
the actual balls, like when the game starts, that is the game time, because that is where you learn. You have the skill set, you might have skill set, but in the game time you have that extra layer of pressure that I should not be out in the first ball.
Yeah.
That builds up the confidence, and that will clear out all the stress, anxiety, everything.
Confidence.
It will boost confidence. See, I
Sure.
think you, if you guys watch cricket, you might have heard commentators telling that he's he's out of touch. So what does that mean? He got injured and out of touch for a year. So even for a player like Jasprit Bumrah or Hardik Pandya, if they are out of touch for like 3-4 months from cricket, not even touch the bat, then they will struggle again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason it's very important to get into the game time. In our case, it will be interview or actual going to the job and working. So that is our game time, right? For this particular industry.
Yeah.
So having the
Yeah.
game time is important, not the practice. So nets mein to you
Agreed.
can play for days together, years together, but if you are not selected for the Indian team or whatever cricket team, then what is the use of practice? And to select that, get into the team, you have
Mm-hmm.
to apply for the selection process, right?
Multiple.
In the cricket, similarly, if you want to get into the job in our industry, you have to apply. If you are not applying, then you eventually don't come. That I think will answer your
Agreed.
question, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as a computer science student, should I write research papers and publish them? If yes, then what field I should do that? Like there are people who are writing research papers on LLMs and
Mm-hmm.
all. Because this question is bugging me since the start of this semester, sixth semester, because one of my friend is in EC department, electronics and
Mm-hmm.
communications. They have made a group and they have published a research paper. So I feel like I'm missing out on something. Like, are research papers necessary for computer science field?
I I can say
I had the
research,
same
having
question
research
actually.
paper is plus and a cherry on top, like having a cherry on a cake. It's not a compulsory thing. Not everyone can do it, and not everyone should expect to do it. Is would be my suggestion, because research paper in India specifically is a very simple thing they feel, but writing a research paper for that particular topic with a good amount of knowledge, with good mentorship, and putting it in terms of a good paper
Mm.
is what a research paper should be. That's what is done by MSc, PhD people who have doing a good research on it. You can't say I have done research, or I have just googled it, or chat GPT gave me a researched answer on it, and I am just reading it and thinking to write a paper. That's a wrong thing. If chat GPT, Google, or anything, any tool is giving you that answer, that means the
It's
papers
already been
regarding that,
written.
it's there. You are
Yeah.
just changing the title for it.
Yeah.
So first of all, coming up with those titles, coming up with the research idea, and having a good mentorship. Research, the actual research what PhD people do, they have a mentor there who tells them that this is the right direction you're going, this is the wrong. In most of the colleges, including which I have seen, they tell people to write a research paper just because you have a extra thing in your paper. But do you have a good knowledge on it? Do you know every terminology of that paper? Do you know where will it be used, or why is it really needed? That's the questions you should ask. So don't get behind everyone that everyone is doing it, so let's do it. Do you have the title for the research? Do you have the question that you want to research and write a paper on it? That's where these things come. Is that would be my suggestion again. People would say something different, that no, it's a good thing having a research paper on it. But at the end of the day, if your research is just a paper on an internet, what's the use of it? If it's not going to be used by anyone or not going to be read by anyone, it's just an extra thing on your resume. Is it really that important? Is a question I get. Because even I was thinking, should I do it? But later I thought, I'm not a research guy. I can't sit and go through all the internet that was there a research on this. And if not, then I have to do my own research. That what is this? Why this is this? If this collates with this, then this comes. Then what is this? And then structure it in a way that the person understands who reads it. So is it that easy? I would say no. But again, everyone will say a different thing. Not good for me. I don't really feel I can do it though. Yeah. I would say what's one would say. I don't think so. He has a paper, but I am not sure.
It needs a mentor to do that, and mentor
Yeah,
should be a proper researcher too. He should not be your friend or someone, and he should have
I
his
had
own identity as a, yeah, Vedant.
no. I had one last question. You can finish.
yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, he was also
Yeah,
saying that
so
the mentor should be actual PhD guy who knows in and outs, right? Not all our professors are PhD. You
he
can't
should know
say that.
your question, like what you are trying to solve, right? He should then only you can able to do it,
Yeah,
or else it's like it's just like googling stuff, that's all. And nowadays, for non IIT colleges, it's more like not a
just write
research
it,
paper,
keep copy it or
uh,
something.
just to do for a doing sake, that's all.
Yeah,
So in my case, currently I'm swamped up with like learning, practicing DSA every day, and doing internships, doing some other projects, and work, and also handling my academics, my CGPA. For me, is it required to do additional research paper?
no,
Because I am unable to give time for these. Like I can give, but cannot give efficiently.
no.
So do I have to worry if someone is doing research paper?
Simple question: do you have a title or a question that you want to do research on?
No,
Why?
yeah, I don't.
Why? And to clarify, how actual research is done, PhD or MPhil or MS people do is they first take 2 to 3 months to get a title.
Mm.
They first have to submit a title and thesis that this is what I'm going to do. I'm
A
telling
synopsis.
proper
Yeah.
research, not the one which engineering colleges tell you. Proper research. So you have to write a small thesis that this is what I want to do. This is the title. Then for next 1 year, 2 years, you have to do a extreme research with all the steps every 2 to 3 months, logging it with your mentor. That this is how much is done. This is what I found out. This is what is new in it. In next 2 months, this is something new coming in. So for next 1.5 year, you do that research. And when you do it and your mentor tells, yeah, now you have a good quality of knowledge written and logged, you say that I will publish a paper on this now. That's
Mm.
when you publish or properly segment it in different things in a IEEE paper. So the research papers are given to IEEE
I
usually.
triple, yeah.
Yeah, so you structure it in that way and add all your knowledge data in proper structure. Then you submit it, then it gets approved, and that approval when it comes, then the college where you're doing the PhD also checks what all things are wrong. Is there something an issue? Did you copy it from someone? Is there any this thing? And that's when they approve your thesis and paper, and that's when you get a doctorate.
Mm. Okay.
That's how a research is supposed to be done. It's not a 2 to 3 months work where you are ready with, I know this is there is no proper titling on this thing, I'll put a title, I'll use this research, combine it and just that's wrong. So again, you are very new to the research paper and doctorates and thesis thing. So don't
Mm.
really get fed up with these new things that I have to do it. Just you are good with what you're learning, just focus on that.
Okay. Yeah.
That would be me.
I had one last question.
Mhm.
So everyone heard a lot of people saying that hackathons are really good way to get hands-on experience and all, right?
Hmm.
So what do you guys think, like the things that happen in hackathon, like we make a group, we make a project, like base of a project, or a little bit we build it on, right?
Yeah,
So does
yeah,
that
yeah.
actually help in the company environment, or is it just good for resume?
So on, why don't you take? Then I would add if I need.
It's good for learning actually. I would strongly suggest all these hackathons and other stuff. You please attend that because there you will obviously learn technology because we are talking about technical IT topic today. You definitely learn technology, but more than that, you learn how to work as a team, how to build, how to plan something as a team. As an individual is a different thing, and as a team is different ball game. If you are trying to build something, there will be conflicts of interest or the ideas. So how will you navigate through that, and how will you find the solution? How will you end up getting a product ready for the showcase? So it's not about resume. Like, don't learn just because it will be there on the resume, or that will be identified by the recruiter. It's about learning and getting the confidence.
Yeah.
So if you're
Mm.
confident enough that okay,
Recently,
I can develop a product by your own. Like hackathon is just like a demo thing for your confidence. Like if you do a hackathon, and even if you are not, if even if you couldn't able to develop completely, then also it's fine because you have learned a lot of things in that. And also it's fun, right? So if it's a day night hackathon, it will be fun to stay up late night in the college and do it. So I would strongly suggest to attend those things, and then also the conferences if there are any. But yeah, I would strongly suggest those hackathons.
I would completely agree. And again, a resume part, the resume or adding this in hackathon in the resume is only good for first company that you work in. Later on, it just everyone checks your job title, how much have you experience
experience.
in, and that's it. And coming to hackathon, it's a really good platform to know how to how to write a code in a proper structure with teammates and the stress part of it. Because a hackathon is usually 24 hours, you have to complete the whole project in 24 hours, show the demo, it's working and everything. So I would say it's a very good tool or very good thing to participate in it, know how the stress works, how to structure the code, how to work with a team. So any having these kind of events and community things always work.
We had a hackathon recently, some 2 weeks ago in my college. It was called Night Out Coding, all night sitting there and doing work. Everybody, literally everybody, were using ChatGPT, Gemini, all the AI stuff. Just using. Everybody was using AI stuff. And at the end of we didn't. We used AI tools, but at the end of the time, we didn't even come close to the problem statement solution. And at the end, we even named the challenge as who writes better prompt to ChatGPT night out.
So it's a
So
good
it was like that.
exercise. Definitely it's a good exercise to get the code properly. Prompt engineering is a very what can I say, crucial part in today's tech world. To get a proper structured answer, proper structured code from ChatGPT is needed. So it's not a bad thing using ChatGPT, but be confident that even you can write the same code. Don't just blindly copy, paste, and use it, I would say.
We copy pasted, we ran that, and we saw if it is working. Then we used to read the code.
That's wrong, I would say. First, read the code when you're pasting it. Even if you're doing a copy paste, read the code that it's is it valid? Are there something wrong? Does this feature is the feature included in it? Sometimes the AI does hallucinate, does give a wrong answer, does tell you to put it into a different page. Sorry, different format or different page than what you had actually thought of. So have an understanding of how to use it properly. But prompt engineering is a good idea to have a brainstorm on. Yeah, there are no more questions in the chat as well. I hope your questions are also done,
Yeah.
and I hope you learned or
Yes.
at least got few. knowledge from us, whatever you could or
Yeah,
we
we
could
did.
give you.
Yes.
And that would
Yeah.
help you guys. Yeah, so that was all for today's live, guys. And if you have any questions, do put them in chat and or in the comments, and me and Sohan will be having a look at it and answering them if anything is left. And yeah, if there are more questions from you guys or your friends or anyone, just note it down and let me know if you want another session like this, and we can surely have it. Or else if you want anything else or any profession, any different profession, do let me know, guys. You can put it in the comments and I'll surely get someone to talk on it. But for now, thank you guys, and thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.